Yo, what's up, guys? As many of you may know, us over at version 1, we actually took the most recent regional, the Spring Cup. Really proud of the team's performance. Feel like we all played really well, and I figured it made a lot of sense to record a video, show you guys what we changed, what made this so different from the previous regional, and even different from before we picked up Daniel. Give my thoughts on, our performance going forward, our performance here, and how we're looking at Boston, we're looking at the third regional, and how we're looking at Worlds, and kind of give you guys a look into both my mindset and the team's mindset. So, started off with, I just got some replays I was planning on playing in the background. I've got one from the Cole series, who we actually thought was probably our hardest matchup. We were a bit nervous coming into the series. They had beaten us in the previous regional, and we think very highly of them. And one more replay from the grand finals against FaZe, of course. Yeah, we went into this regional after not getting the best performance in the first one. Ended up getting 9 through 12, losing to FaZe and Cole, getting swept by both teams, but we didn't take it very hard. We knew there was a lot of good things about how we played, but a lot of stuff we could also work on, which I think the worst thing you can do is lose and have no idea what you can fix, no idea what you're doing wrong, because then you're just going to be stagnant pretty much. So we realized that the main thing that we had a problem with in the first regional was we just weren't comfortable with how we were trying to play. I threw away the goal there. That's a bad challenge by me. Should have waited for my team, not throw myself as third man. But we weren't comfortable. We tried to play like a more uniform style that you see a lot of other top teams play, to where everybody kind of does everything, but that's just not who we are as players. I'm not as great at defending as someone like Daniel is. Daniel's not as good at demoing as I am, or, making space and 50ing it back, stuff like that. That's where I excel. That's where he excels. Bemo's not as good defensively either. He much rather would be on offense, be on the ball, doing, crazy things like he does. Good bump there. We actually were getting a bunch of bump goals in the series. Cole, we realized, was a team that just was heavily out bumping us. So one of the main playstyle changes we made to kind of fit around that was I started bumping more. We should have gotten scored on here. I controlled my touch, but then we ended up scoring off it because Beatles is crazy. And they also overcommitted. But we ended up, of course, whipping out a lot more demos. I think I averaged close to 4 demos a game for the entire event, most of it. And my teammates all had a bunch as well. I mean, even here, another bump goal. Beast mode to me, instantly goes for a bump, free goal. So Daniel kind of started, we just wanted everybody to feel comfortable. So Daniel, we had play more of a third man type role, as he did on SSG. He felt a lot more comfortable. He played a lot better. You can just tell when somebody feels comfortable. Beast mode, of course, high like goal participation, high amount of goals. Let's get saved by Dan. I double committed with him. And then I was out there bumping people, and it all kind of came together. We all played to our strengths. That was the biggest change that we made between the regionals, and ended up getting a really good result because of it. Again, another bump goal. Just tell Daniel, slow it down for me. That's what I'm telling him that whole time. Just get bumps. I'll get all the defenders out of the way. Give him an open net. So we go into this regional, and then we're playing Shopify into Cole. Dispatched Shopify pretty quickly. Up against Cole, like I said, they beat us before, but we played a lot more aggressively, a lot more like bump heavy. I was kind of let off the leash, allowed to do whatever I want. Dan stayed back. I mean, here, I troll again. Dan, third man, keeps it in. Perfect by him. Even if I wasn't playing great, especially at this point in the tournament, it's just everybody was so confident and comfortable. And when you're playing this confidently, the other team just tends to play worse. Like CRR right there, bad first touch, could have had a chance to score, but we just were playing extremely confidently. And going into the third regional, as of right now, recording this June 1st, about 2 weeks after the first one, still have another 2 weeks or so to go. Go by them. We're just planning on keeping the exact same playstyle. I'm going to keep on bumping. I'm going to have my teammates keep slowing it down. I'm going to keep on looking for opportunities to make space for them, and then because my teammates are mechanically arguably the 2 best players in the world, they're up there for sure. Then if they're just in 1v1, 1v2 situations, they're going to score a very high percentage of the time. So the goal is just to maximize those situations. I'm going to get out of their way. Almost got the bump there on Raisable, but he's just worried about me bumping him, so he's not in a good position. not equipped to handle that. At this point in the game, we're just wanting to slow it down. We want to slow it down, keep on looking for bumps. We don't want to just sit back on defense, because it's very easy to throw a lead when you do that, especially against a team that's as offensively threatening as them, as complexity. But bait them into overcommitting, get another goal. At this point, the game's pretty much wrapped up, so I'll probably go ahead and switch to... There's a few more goals back and forth there, but mostly wrapped up. Next game, FaZe Grand Finals. We really weren't that worried about FaZe. They're making a good lower bracket run, and of course they're a good team, but we were a lot more worried about Cole than we were FaZe. And going into this regional, I mean, you look at how much I'm bumping here. Just Dan slowing it down, I get bumps. We knew... oh, Psycho? Yeah, off the... I thought I hit it off the ceiling, I remembered that though, and then Miss almost dunked me. Yeah, I mean, going into this regional, we knew if we beat Cole, we were saying, like, we're going to win this regional. The moment we beat Cole, we were literally just talking... We just knew we were going to win the regional. It was that simple. We just... There's something in the air. I don't know. It's just like a feeling you get. I got it the past 2 times before I won previous regionals. Back before we had Daniel, and we just kind of knew. We were extremely confident. And it's hard to beat a team that's confident, or that's that confident, and as good as we are. Good play by me here. Ended up killing first on the rotation. This is part of what makes us really good, is Beast Mode knows I'm out of the game here. His job is to slow it down, so I can get back and challenge. I'm telling him that. So he gets a really good 50 to stall it in the midfield. They can't really make a play off of this quick, so the only way that they're making a play here is if Sip passes to miss. But that's going to take time. First is landing off the challenge here, so I know I can come in, get a free demo on first. Dan, in the meantime, knows that I'm coming back, and Beast Mode's buying time for me. So Dan knows he shouldn't go, he's just going to wait for me to come back, and because I'm already out of the game, I might as well challenge from behind. There's no point in me rotating back around, there's no point in me creating like a gap there where Daniel could get beat and it could be a goal. Instead, Dan just sits back, our net's constantly defended, and then I'm able to cut in and get a free challenge here. So, Zip passes to miss, but because first just went, you know, what goes up must come down. He comes down, lands, I know it's a free demo for me, and then I'm here to help on defense now. And because I know I killed first, Sip committed, he's in the air behind Mist, there's nothing he can do. All it is we have to defend Mist. So I'm going to watch the low here, because I'm challenging first. I want to make sure you can't get a flip or go low, and Dan is going to go up on the backboard, which if we get Daniel BOP, you'll see he's going on the backboard, so he has the high. So if it gets over me here, Dan has it, goes low, I have it, and there's nobody there to follow them because we killed them. So this happened a lot throughout the entire regional. We were just getting demos both offensively to score, but defensively like that, to where now they can't keep pressure on us. There's just big gaps. Dan gets space out of it. We instantly break out. There's no pressure there. So we may have lost our pressure, but we didn't give it up to them, which is really important. I think that's something that we did really well this regional. I'm not going to try to do too much here yet. Just looking for a bump. Dan, going to slow it down. Perfect right here. We know we don't need to force anything. We don't want to... They're under pressure. We just need to bait them into coming to us, and then we'll get an opportunity. I do that again here. I bait them in. Dan's up for a solo play. I know I just need to take care of one of them. Make first miss. Dan's going to score that every day of the week. So this all starts back at the beginning here, where we don't try to force anything in our corner. We don't commit. So we just have them stack net. Don't commit anything. Bait first out. First gets baited out. Now Miss takes it out, but they don't have boost. They're not in position to follow this. I just fake challenge to get the ball to Dan. Dan, in the meantime, since we're not overcommitting, he's just sitting here with like full boost. He's going to go back, get the boost, and he literally just sits here. He knows I'm going to get the ball to him. And Dan with full boost is, you know, near undefendable, especially when you add in somebody bumping. The most important thing here is that we recognize we're not going to score from the other team's corner, so we need to start offense from our own half. Do that by baiting them out, getting down space, and then free play from there. Another demo from me. Just head hunting at this point. I know my teammates are slowing it down. I think this could have been a goal opportunity if I reacted quicker, or I think Beast might have actually had an open net. Yeah, probably could have slotted that, but didn't matter. We had so many chances throughout every series. But I still do my best to keep it in. Once again, I'm out of the game. Beast mode slows it down. Dan makes a crazy save here, actually. Yeah, that's why he's third man and I'm not. But an important thing to recognize, the entire time here, actually, I'm being a little bit useful. So Dan and BMO are holding down a defense, but in the meantime, I'm taking up all this boost on this half of the field, so the moment they commit, no boost back there. I start a solo play. First has no boost. I know the boost is in there. Miss has no boost. I go for the bump on Sip. Off the backboard, we know First has no boost. I'm calling that. I'm calling that to my team. I know First has nothing, because I just stole all the boost over here. So my teammates held it down on defense, and that just gave us a goal on the other side. First doesn't have the boost to get up on the backboard or be in a position to save that. Meanwhile, our third man always has boost. It's Dan. This guy never has 0. Perfect play by us there. It was a little bit risky me leaving them back there, but it opened up an opportunity on the other end because my teammates are just that crazy where I can leave them in that spot. Not the best. I was trying to flip into him to kill him there. I think I troll here. Pretty sure. Yeah, I tried cutting in for Dan, and then I mess up on the 50, but happens. I think it was the right idea, but I flipped the wrong way on the 50. Happens to everyone. Yeah, but while this plays out, I want to touch on, going forward to the third regional, about 2 weeks out from it. We, like I touched on earlier, planning on playing pretty much the exact same style. Not much we're going to change. I'm in a demo. My teammates are going to solo play and score. But we're just going to get our hours up. We all had probably around 75 hours past 2, I think, going into that regional, which is not, the highest in the world, but it was, a very reasonable amount. I think right now I'm top 5 in 2s. I've been grinding. So I'm just going to keep that going forward. We're really confident going to Regional 3. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back-to-back if we win another regional. At the very least, I'm not worried about making the major. We're going to get a good enough placement to do that. We play, I believe, Koi into G2. Great save by First. I got lazy there on that shot. You gotta remember it's First. He's always got a chance of saving it. We play Koi into G2. Koi, pretty good team. We're definitely a different caliber, though. We know we'll be able to beat them. Gonna do the same thing to them that we did to Shopify this regional. In this regional. G2, not that scared by them. They're G2. They're good. They always have been. But they're not some crazy team right now. We think Cole was a much harder challenge, so if we could beat Cole, we can beat G2, but we're not going to underestimate them, of course. But after G2, we'll have secure top 6 if we beat them in uppers, which is pretty much good enough for us to clinch the major. It's not 100% a clinch, but likely at the time it'll give us a very good chance at making it. So pretty much looking forward to the major from here. We're confident we're going to make it. So we just need to make sure we transition the style good into the online, or from online into LAN, which we think it'll do pretty well. It's not a very high risk style, and it doesn't depend on us not being nervous or not playing well. We actually get scored on here. Go to OT. Not the best spacing by me, but I was expecting BMO to be able to challenge for me, but he got bumped out. Kind of unfortunate. But I think we'll fare well against European teams. On LAN, historically, back with Torment, we actually have a really good win rate against European teams. We beat Liquid in Rotterdam, we beat Endpoint, we beat Queso, and then when they were Moist, we beat them. Very good win rate against those types of teams. We know every European team plays pretty much the exact same. They play just a different, more aggressive breed of Rocket League than NA teams do, and we know how to beat that. So hopefully, gonna draw some EU pairings. Double Elam can be a brutal format for sure, but we're confident. It should translate, like I said, should translate pretty well, this style. If it doesn't, we'll figure it out while we're there, but I'm confident in my teammates, I'm confident in my play style, and I know we'll figure it out. That being said, end of the day, major's just part of it. We want to make worlds. I think if we make the major, we pretty much clinched worlds. I think it's unlikely we'll get main event. It's possible, but we just want to make it into wild card. If we make it into wild card and make worlds, we're confident we can do well. We know we have the talent, and we have the brains behind it. We can put the talent together. We're not just going to be talented players on a team. We're going to be a team that happens to have talented players, which I think a lot of teams lack these days. Is they think they just throw enough good players at the wall, something will stick. But I think there's a lot more that goes into it than that. I think you can beat teams that are a lot better than you with worse players as long as you play smart and everybody's on the same page and you play well. But yeah, I think the rest of this game, I don't know if I get any more demos. It's pretty much what it is watching this back. It's a demo reel from my POV. But we yeah, we're happy with this result. Just watch the rest of this out, I guess. But that's pretty much all I have to touch on for going forward. I'm trying to remember how this game played out. I actually don't remember what game this is, or this is game 1, I think. I don't remember what the finishing goal is for it, but I'm gonna assume it's something to do with me getting a demo and then my team scores, since that was probably the majority of our goals this regional. Decent 50 by me, back to beast mode. There's the demo, opening up a chance. Great save by Miss. First barely there. I just need to stall for my team to get back. Nice. Another opportunity. I think that's one thing that we just had so many of in this regional, is just like, we had so many solo play opportunities and so much pressure. Like the amount of times we could genuinely score like 10 times a game if we have a high success rate of these solo plays going in. Here's me, not trying to do too much. Leaving it for BMO. Now BMO knows I'm low, so he's going to stall for me. Dan's going to slow it down because BMO's out. I know I can just go, Sip can't do anything there. Now BMO will take probably a solo play of his own, all it for a bump. Couldn't get him, but I might have made Sip a little awkward. Crazy touch by first. Stayed up off of the backboard hit there. Dan's there, can challenge for me. Nice. Yeah, but as you can see, we're also not stuck in our defined roles. Like, Dan there, stayed on, challenged. I waited as third man. Can't really just play one way. Have everybody play, you know, a different way. You gotta do a little bit of everything as everybody. Every player has to be able to do everything. Another solo play for my teammates. Force them up on the backboard. So, even though I don't get the demo here, they're so worried about me demoing them, 2 of them actually go up on the backboard, and that's why nobody's here to follow this challenge from Mist. So Beast actually gets dunked here by Mist, I think. But First and Sip are so worried about me bumping them that there's nobody there to follow that. And now Dan instantly gets a solo play off of it, which Dan then gets dunked, and they're finally able to break out. But I think that's just an important detail. Even if I don't get the bump there, I'm still, you know, puppeteering the defense. I'm putting them in spots that are favorable to my team. Good dunk by me. Oh, that was also a chance. If I got the kill on first. Good block. Beam on the crazy pre-jump. I think I remember how this actually goes. And I do think it's kind of off of a bump from me. This is good. Yeah, I pre-dump first, but I still save 60 boost. I just forced him to go away from the middle. Bump on Mist. This was a chance here. If I had any amount of boost, I could have probably scored that, or had a bump. But we break out, get pressure because of it. Yep, I remember this. So I dunk Sip off the wall here, and then I force Mist to get a bad touch because he sees me and instantly go for a bump on first. Mist got a bad touch. I know my teammate's solo playing. They're calling for me to bump. Get first off the backboard. Dan bumps the other. It's just so hard to defend here because they are, it's essentially a 1v1 for Sip. It's a 1v1 between Sip and Daniel, which you don't want to be in a 1v1 with Daniel. And he also doesn't know it's a 1v1. He doesn't know First is getting bumped, or at least he doesn't know he's been bumped yet. So Sip's still playing not for himself. He's playing to force this for his teammate, not knowing that his teammate's bumped behind him. Otherwise, he might have tried to dodge the bump better. But he doesn't know that if he gets bumped, it's a goal. Whereas Dan, on the other hand, because it's our style, knows I'm bumping first. I'm calling out the whole time. So he just gets a bump, free goal. So there's a couple things that played into that, but yeah, that was the end of game 1. Ended up beating them 4-1 in the end, but they's good opponents. We were just a lot better on the day, a lot better on the weekend. Proud of the boys, proud of the work we put in, and you know, I hope this video kind of sums up where our head's at, where my head's at, and what our future looks like going forward. Hope you guys like this kind of video. If you did, make sure to let me know down below. Appreciate all the support from everyone. Really does mean the world. And I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one, if you guys end up liking this. Peace.